Hello guys, hello everyone, and welcome to our CRM project where we build an entire CRM system from scratch. And today I want to work on actually finally creating the card and putting the card into the pipeline like this, so we can drag around stuff and work with it, right? That's gonna be interesting. We want to see how it's been rendered, and yeah, we want to render this stuff first. So create a card in the pipeline, and the first step would be render a single card in the stage column. So let's just pretend that we already added some card. Maybe not even pretend, we can just actually create an object. Maybe just like create an card object with from the model, right? So we have our create entry, right? And in this create entry we have the controls, and these controls, they have a save button. So on save button, we want to say that we take all these fields that we've created and take all their values and put it in an object. So we wanna have references. First of all, have references. To them. Do I put like inputs? So I should probably put like field label to input. Field label to input. Field labels to input. And it's gonna be like label and then it's gonna be either HTML input or HTML select, right? Like this. To input element, to element input, right? And we will say that for the label field label, it's equals to input. And here we'll say for the label elements, sorry, field label, the same, equals elements pick list select. Okay, and then when we submit stuff, when we submit the stuff, we can say, okay, for field of field label to element input. Is it not available? Oh yeah, I have to keep it higher somewhere, probably here. It's gonna be label element input assert defined. Every field must have input element saved. Field without the input memory reference field label. Or not all, but like this. Maybe object keys. Yep. And then we say, so the entry will be like generic, basically dynamic object, completely dynamic object. Because we don't know which fields it will have, right? So that's interesting. So we're gonna say that the entry, sorry, entry new is gonna be just an object, or we can just say like that. Sorry. And then field label equals value, and the value will be element input value, probably 3 if it exists. Element implicitly has an any type because expression of type string cannot be used to index type. That's fine. That's just an object. Well, cannot object have any kind of fields? Should I always use like any? I don't know. That's weird. What the hell is that? So I should specify it like this. That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. Okay. and let's see what we have. So let's say A, B, and C, and well, let's say field 1, field 2, field 3, and C. We have our object which has dynamic fields that have spaces in it. Maybe that's fine to have spaces. Okay. For now, if we don't have any problems with it, let's go with it. Just like that. Yep, so let's just maybe copy this thing and put it into our state, which will be, so every stage will have values associated with it. Should we put this entry under the stage, like associated array, or should we have like a separate thing? I guess we should have like a separate thing called entries, which is like stage and we can have like type CRM entry here, which will be CRM entry array. Right. Oh, yeah, like that. So it's gonna be like that. And then we can say that, yeah, so CRM entry is gonna be like this guy, completely dynamic situation. And then we can say state entries stage equals, not equals, but entries existing, and then entries existing, push entry new, and then assign it back. Maybe not just entries for stage. Like this, right? So we can say we have our stuff, and then we have our entries for the screening recruiter situation. We have our first entry. Cool. Very cool. So let's just copy that guy and keep it here permanently. For now, just a copy paste, but that's fine. So now we can actually close the model. By the way, close the model on save. We wanna say like this. So maybe we wanna reuse this stuff as well. Is it, oh, so it's in cancel, in the cancel. Right. So we can say, let's just keep it as a function. Model close, how we call our functions about the model, set model content. Well, yeah, model close finally, completely, like that. Just put it here. And then say the same for this place. So now this is gonna be like for state manipulation. Apply to state and then model close completely. Right. So we have our stuff here and close it. And when we close it, we want to render a single card in the stage column. So that's gonna be fun. This is where we render stuff, right? So we want to do rendering. We have our add button. We have our body. Should we add to the body? Yeah, we only have like two blocks, two divs. One for the title, one for the body. And we probably should add it. Yeah, and one for the bottom. Inside of the body we have the bottom. And that's it. So first of all, we want to change justify and to justify between. And then we will have like div entries and div add button. Like this. And in the div entries, we can now start adding stuff. So we can say that in the state, we have our entries for this stage. So we can say like equals state, stage, entries, stage. If entries not undefined, we can say and then we can append this guy. So how it's gonna look? This is gonna look just a div with some content. So we can just use this guy, div entry, let's say inner text is gonna be entry. What kind of entry is it? CRM entry. Okay. How do we define what to render as an entry text? But just, for now, just render JSON stringify of entire thing, then we will see. And add it to the entries, like this. Okay. So it kind of worked, but not the way I expected it to. So we have our div entries here, and this guy, should it have like a class name flex call as well? No, it doesn't actually do anything. Maybe this guy should have like width full. No. How do you make it so that the text does not go outside? Do you do like a truncate situation? Yeah, so you do the truncate. Truncate. Maybe we wanna word break all, break words. No. Okay, if I just do like some random text for this field, so it does not truncate. What should I do? Maybe the width is missing, that's why. No. How do you prevent it? Overflow hidden? No. Why does not it break the line? Maybe this guy is needed. I'm not sure. White space. Oh, shit. It works. White space normal. So it works without it? Is it not necessarily? Well, that's kind of interesting. If I specify white space normal. Okay, white space normal. That's kind of cool. And maybe this is not needed anymore. Okay. I don't know why, but white space normal is necessary in order to break the text to the next line and not render it on the same line forever. Okay. Okay, so we have some random text rendering, which is nice. Then we can style it a bit, so we can say background white. We can say the same rounded corners. We can say that there should be a border, right? Border. And we can say that it should have a padding x2, 3, yeah, padding x3 and padding y1. Maybe a little more, maybe 2. No, 1 is good enough, 1.5. Yeah. Okay. And then we can say that the hover is gonna be border sky 600. And cursor pointer. Yeah. Maybe we should actually make the rounding medium. Yeah. Like that. And the text on this guy should be sky 600 as well. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. Okay. So we now can render a single card in the stage column. Now let's add a new card when it's created. So when it's created, we wanna actually have it being added. So we wanna repeat this code. We wanna repeat this code whenever we create a card. We wanna create a new entry, and then like do something with create like a div and add it to this element. So maybe we need a reference to this guy. Actually, maybe we need a reference, right? For now, we don't have any elements on the top level for referencing. So that's what we want to do actually. Yeah. It's like whenever we render stuff, we want to say elements equals And then for every stage, we wanna say that it has these div entries. So we can say stage, not like that, sorry. So what kind of, so this guy goes to the root, and then under the root we have div stage, div title, and so on. So we want to say like stage, and then we can say, oh sorry, so it's gonna be like this. For the stage, we will have we can save the entire tree, but I don't know. Should we? We can just save one div for now, which is div entries, which is HTML element. That's it. For now, it's enough already. Okay. So now we can say that we've created stuff, and then over here say the references. We say elements stage equals div entries is this guy, right? And then whenever we create a new entry here, we can execute this code. We can extract this code to be readable. Because we're gonna add cards all the time, should we extract? I don't know for now, but yeah, so we should have like this function. It just renders render entry, CRM entry, and it's gonna be like this, and it's gonna have argument of entry, and then return it like this. Then we can just do this guy, and add it. And we can add actually to the, yeah, the div entries, and over here we can do the same, but add maybe it can be like this. Elements, and we have the stage here as argument, so we say stage Then the entries, append the child, and the entry is actually this one. Okay. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, so like this. Well, we can create an entry over here. Then apply it to the state, which means pushing it for now. Then render the model, and then render the entry. Right? Yeah. Let's see. So we should be able to save the card and it's added. Very nice. Then what we probably wanna do like my second card. We probably wanna have some padding. So let's do it. Let's first of all save the entries so I don't have to click every time. Like this. Okay. And then we wanna add some more styling. Add some more styling. Probably like margin top or no margin. You know what? It's not a style for the entry itself. It's a style for the container. It's gonna be gap y2. Yeah, like this. Cool. Very cool. Okay, this is done. This is done. Not really done. Let's to make it done. Let's say figure out what text should we render in the card. How do they know what to render here? Is it like configuration stuff? How do they know what field to render? So much stuff here. How do I figure out what is being rendered here? I don't like this. Like the way Zoho does it, I don't like it. Like, where do I find it? Should I just add like a checkbox here, like render in a card? That's it? Or how is being configured? Customize fields. Edit basic info. How would you like to name your records, candidates, pipeline permissions, pipeline name? Okay. Hmm. Oh, here it is. Why should it be like a separate thing that is like button that I never see and I should look for it half a day? And here you like specify what fields should be rendered. I don't know. I don't feel it's the right way to do it. I don't feel it. Like I feel like it should be configured whenever I configure the fields themselves. Probably. But these fields, they're generic, right? So they can be for any pipeline, for sales pipeline, for recruiting pipeline. So maybe that's why they don't want to specify them here. If I customize, if I set the field to be rendered on the level of the field, it's not probably the right place to set. The right place to set is probably whenever I click on customize fields, have some kind of button that, or maybe like checkbox here, you know, because this is essentially just a checkbox. So I can render this checkbox not in this specific model that is hard to find, displayed fields, but I can actually render it when I click customize fields. And this setting will tell me which fields to display in the entry, in the card itself. Yeah. So it's probably a good thing to have like a pipeline, and then in that pipeline we will have a setting called fields display in list in uh, in the column. It's like an array of fields, right? But whenever I'm gonna edit the label of the field, I should go and find this field and update it here. So probably in the future it will be some kind of ID for the field. So that way I do not have this problem, right? Yeah, so we can say like, let's do this. Let's say it's gonna be like first of all, let's maybe create a proper create a candidate name field. How about that? So candidate name, it's a text mandatory, and it's gonna be in the beginning, and let's save it. After this stage. Like this. Right. And we can say, let me that. I don't like these double quotes. Well, that's fine. So we finally have candidate name. And let's say that we're gonna display candidate name in this pipeline for now. So now, whenever we render entry, we're gonna say render fields to display in the entry. Right, so we take so for the inner text, right, it's gonna be like state pipeline fields display in column. Maybe let's call them fields to display in column, right? And for every field, it's basically a label, but in the future it will be IDs. So maybe fields labels, let's call it like that. And here we're gonna say entry label value, assert defined value, entry doesn't have a value for, well, if an entry doesn't have a value for that, maybe we can say if it's not, then we can say like to do card doesn't have label. So that the user can go and set it, because I cannot guarantee that all the cards will have all the fields, because user can go and change this setting to some random field, and this random field is not filled for all the cards in the system. But that's okay, he can just go then and fill it in. Yeah. So we can just take this value and put it here. Oh no, how do we gonna combine? For now, maybe let's maybe keep just one value, not an array, just one value for now. Like this. So we can say like this. Okay. Card doesn't have candidate name, which is fine. We can go and give it a name. So it's gonna be candidate name. It's gonna be John Doe. And this one should be like Ferdinand or Patrick Ferdinand. I don't know. Like this. Okay. Cool. Oh, this is the right way. Probably. I don't know. So this is how it looks like for now. So we probably should have like a minimum height. Um, so render fields to display in the entry. We've done that, and we've done that, and we've done that. And let's just style a card a little bit more. So we need a minimum height. Minimum height should be like 32 or maybe 42, 48. Does it even work? No. So the minimum height does not work. Okay, let's see what I can do here. Okay. Setting the minimum height. Set the minimum height of an element using minimum height 0, minimum height full, or minimum height screen. So they set the height on the parent and then they set the height full as a minimum. Oh, that's how you do it. So you say height and then min height full. Is that the way you do it? No, that's not the way to do it. So let's just pick a height for now that is looking okay. Is it too high or no? Yeah, 16 is exactly right. Okay, and then let's say that, how much is that? I'm gonna just put it as a specific value. So minimum height 4 RAM. Maybe it's not minimum. Maybe it is maximum as well. Like it shouldn't be higher than that. Yeah, so probably just keep it like high. Okay. And we also wanna make it bold. So font bold. Now semi-bold. How do you call it? Medium. Medium and text small. Maybe not as small. Maybe small. Actually, the right. Semi-bold. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I kind of like it. And let's do the same for the stages as well. Right, but they will have just a larger font. And the same semi-bold. So the title, font semi-bold. Well, that's probably too much. That's probably too much. Medium. Like this. Yeah. It looks good to me. It looks good to me. Let's keep it like that. So, our CRM system looks kind of better now. Let's add some more cards. John, Wesley, how we call it? Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes. Our candidate that we're gonna hire. Then it's gonna be like Bruce, how we call it, Bruce Willis. Cool. Maybe focus on the first field that we're gonna create, right? We wanna focus whenever we create something. We wanna focus on the first field in the form, right? And it's gonna be focused, yeah, like that. So whenever we render a creation model, the first field that we're gonna render is gonna have focus. So we have inputs and stuff. So let's say element first input. And then it's empty, then keep it like this. And if it's empty over here, keep it like this. And then just take it. Yeah, just take it and assert that it's defined. And then say focus in the timeout. Like that. Well, like that, actually. Okay, so now, well, we focus on the stage, which is not the right thing to do. We should focus on the first field that is not stage. Right? And it's not stage. We do not want to focus on the stage field because it's already filled in. Filled in, and the focus should be on the field that we want the user to fill. Well, it's obvious, of course, right? Okay. So let's see. Okay, so we focus on the candidate, and that way we can very fast create some cards. And then we gonna have some issues here, which we should fix, right? So that's kind of interesting. Let's maybe copy the entries for now, just for now. Copy them like this. Do we have like, no. So let's, okay, and we wanna fix the stage rendering to allow more cards in it. How do they do this stuff? So if I create a bunch of stuff here, what do they do? Okay, so they create a scroll. They create a scroll. So we want to do the same. We want to say that this guy, it has some limited height, right? It has some limited height. And whenever it has more stuff, we want to say overflow y scroll, but it's not working. Should we say like height full? No, not full, not full. Do you fix the height to be able to make a scroll? Do you make it like a fixed height situation? Height 100%. Okay, and the scroll is inside somehow. So height is 100%, flex, and then it has a bunch of garbage here, and then it has oh yeah, so they keep a bunch of stuff. I don't know why they keep a bunch of stuff. It's like a clone situation, so they take this template and put inside of the DOM. Okay, it's like optimization situation. So height auto. Okay, height auto. Okay, overflow Y auto. Height 100%. So this overflow Y is gonna do the scrolling, right? Okay. And the height is 100%. Well, I also have the height 100%. Do I? Maybe not. Okay, I have the height 100%. I have the scroll auto, which is not working. Okay. What do we do? Do we just fix the height? Like here? I don't know. Do we just say like height 5 by 6 and then or maybe like 4 by 5? I don't know. Just some random stuff. Yeah, I don't have classes here, of course. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so let's say 3 by 4. So whenever I fix the height, oh, yeah. So I fix the height and then I don't know. How do I make the freaking scroll appear? What do I do? What do I do? How I implemented this in my application actually? So let's say we have, okay, we have the table, which is scrollable, and I somehow implemented this and it was fine. So we have, well, I have a fixed height. That's the thing. I have the fixed height for other reasons. I have the fixed height situation. Okay, so if I fix the height here as well, let's say 400 pixels, it's still not scrolling. Okay, let's make it 200. Okay, it is scrolling. It is scrolling. But I don't know which height to pick. Right, I don't know which height to use here. So if I say height 2 by 4 and I add some more stuff. Okay, it's scrolling, but it has this situation here. Should I put the scrolling on the parent instead? Should I say like this? Oh, yeah, it is scrolling, but it's doing like my button is gone now, which is not nice at all. Which is not nice. And how do I do, because I have this row also fixed here, and I've done it with bottom Y, sorry, bottom 0 position sticky. That's what I did. Maybe I should change how the button is rendered. But I should be able to set this properly. Okay, let's maybe try to set the scroll on the parent and change the way, change the way how the button is rendered. So we're gonna say that we can scroll, but then we can render a button on a different level. So it's gonna be like we're gonna put this button outside of the body somewhere here and add it like this, and then say what should I say, sticky? But I don't like sticky situation, I don't know. Okay, let's try sticky and then see how it goes. So it should say sticky bottom 0, right? And the body has the overflow scroll. Okay, it's not working. Okay, yeah, let's remove this guy. Yeah, okay. So it kind of works, but not really the way I want it to. So this guy is jumping up, which is not good at all. Maybe it should be absolute, not sticky, like this. And then we can say we can take this button and say that the position of the bottom will be actually like bottom will be like 30 pixels or more, like this. Let's see, so maybe like this, and then we will be able to say, so we have the scroll, we have the button, and we want to say that this button should have the background the same as the card. So background will be like the body. Over here, and it will have a width full. Well, maybe not full, maybe not exactly full. It will be the same as the stage. So we will say class stage width. Like this. Then remove this guy. And then we can have border top. Maybe we can have bigger. No, not this one. Maybe this one. Yeah, something like that. But we're also gonna have it like 12, 11. Right? Yeah, that way we have the scrolling situation working, and we can click on the button all the time, which is what we want. Right. Then let's just fix the amount of underscores that we have here. Remove this guy, and that's it. What is interesting now is that we only have one div inside of body. So this is redundant. We don't need that necessarily. These two divs, like, they don't have any functionality. And to avoid this situation where you have like a million levels of nestedness, we want to just collapse them. So we fixed the rendering and fixed the scrolling, and then let's say collapse the redundant divs. Right, so we can just say gap goes here, and then instead of adding to the div entries, we're gonna add to the div body, and then say like this. And then basically save it like this, and maybe rename it to the div. Well, yeah, we could keep it the same name, but I prefer to have the exact same name that is used in order to, well, no, let's just, you know what, let's keep the same name and let's just rename this guy to the div entries. This is more specific name. I like it more like this. Okay, we broke something. Okay, we have entries. Okay. Now this is not good, so we want to say justify start like this. We don't have scroll anymore. Why? Because it's height full. Right. Wait, what? Let's go back. Let's go back. So we have our, everything is working. Let's just commit whatever we have to have a checkpoint, right? So what we did here, we rendered entries. We have our, we will not commit this guy, just commit this. Then we have a candidate name, situation, and then let's push this guy maybe higher because it's really constant, which can go actually to all the classes that we have. Then let's just here. Okay, So what we've done today is render cards in add cards, basically render cards in the stage column. That's what we've done, okay? Then we have some drafts, and the last thing that we want to do is collapse the another divs, and let's try to do it again without breaking the application. So now the scrolling is working. The scrolling is working now. If we remove the div, this guy, and if we replace div entries, like this, we will lose the scrolling behavior. Is it because we didn't have justification? So justify was not added? Or is it because, I don't know. So this div is almost the same as this one. But for some reason, the scrolling is not working if I do not use this nested div, which is weird, really weird. So is it really required? Oh, and why is the height? You see, so it changes the height of the cards. So if we go back, we just, if we just remove all these changes. Okay, so we really need this nested situation, and you can actually comment on that. That's the thing, like whenever you see this kind of non-obvious reasons why this code exists, it's the best way to comment on it. Because a lot of times people forget about commenting these weird situations, and then they don't understand why the code is written that way. They then don't know how to maintain it because they are afraid to delete it, because they don't understand the reasons behind this code. So this div is not necessary for the layout purposes, but it is necessary for the scrolling to work properly. Without it, the cards, the scrolling doesn't work, and the cards start changing the height. Maybe so when I can get some help from someone, he can fix it. Okay, so that way we did not change anything, we just added the comment, and we can actually delete all this unnecessary stuff. Like this, just return to our state. Cool. Cool. And we can say that we amend this commit, so we have only single commit for our changes. And let's commit the journal. So, thanks everyone for being with me today, and I see you on the next video.